The Middle East, a region synonymous with ancient history, vibrant cultures, and unfortunately relentless conflict. It's a volatile mix that has captivated and terrified the world in equal measure. For decades, the shadow of war has loomed large, threatening to engulf the entire region and send shockwaves across the globe. At the heart of this storm lies the complex relationship between Israel and Iran, two nations locked in a dangerous dance of brinkmanship. Iran, with its vast oil reserves and strategic location, has long been a focal point of geopolitical intrigue. Its oil fields, a source of immense wealth and influence, have also become a potential target in the ongoing struggle for regional dominance. The possibility of an Israeli attack on these oil fields is a nightmare scenario that keeps world leaders awake at night. The ramifications of such an attack would be felt far beyond the Middle East, sending shockwaves through the global economy and potentially plunging the world into chaos. The stakes are incredibly high, and the consequences too dire to contemplate. Oil, the lifeblood of the global economy, a commodity so crucial that nations have gone to war over it. Control over oil translates to power, influence, and the ability to shape the destiny of nations. Iran, sitting atop one of the world's largest oil reserves, understands this power dynamic all too well. Its oil fields are not just a source of revenue, but a strategic asset, a bargaining chip in the high-stakes game of international relations. Israel, on the other hand, views Iran's oil infrastructure as a linchpin of its regional ambitions, a source of funding for what it perceives as hostile activities. This fundamental difference in perspective has created a dangerous fault line in the region. The potential for an Israeli strike on Iran's oil facilities represents a terrifying escalation of this conflict. Such an attack would not just cripple Iran's economy, but send shockwaves through the global energy market, with devastating consequences for billions of people worldwide. The world watches and waits, holding its breath as tensions continue to escalate. History, they say, has a way of repeating itself. And nowhere is this truer than in the volatile world of oil geopolitics. The 1973 oil crisis, triggered by an embargo on oil shipments to the West, serves as a stark reminder of the devastating impact of disruptions to global oil supplies. The world watched in disbelief as oil prices quadrupled, triggering a global recession, fuel shortages, and widespread panic. The economic pain was felt across the globe, from the bustling factories of Europe to the quiet suburbs of America. The crisis exposed the world's dependence on oil and the fragility of the global economy in the face of geopolitical turmoil. An Israeli attack on Iran's oil fields today would dwarf the 1973 crisis in both scale and impact. The global economy, far more interconnected and reliant on stable oil prices than ever before, would be thrown into disarray. The consequences would be nothing short of catastrophic, with the potential to trigger a domino effect of economic collapse and social unrest across the globe. Imagine a world gripped by fear and uncertainty. Stock markets, barometers of global confidence, plunge into freefall as investors panic. The news is flooded with images of soaring oil prices, empty supermarket shelves, and growing social unrest. This is not a scene from a dystopian novel. It's the very real potential fallout of an Israeli attack on Iran's oil infrastructure. The 2022 conflict between Russia and Ukraine offered a chilling preview of how quickly global markets can unravel in the face of geopolitical instability. The conflict, which disrupted energy supplies and sent shockwaves through global supply chains, led to a sharp decline in stock markets worldwide. Investors, already on edge due to rising inflation and economic uncertainty, reacted with fear, pulling their money out of the market and sending share prices tumbling. An Israeli attack on Iran would be far more consequential, triggering a market crash of unprecedented proportions. The interconnectedness of the global economy means that no country would be immune to the fallout. From Wall Street to Dalal Street, the world would watch in horror as the foundations of the global financial system are shaken to their core.